What's up, everybody? My name's Trey and welcome to another video. And in this video I actually have another interview coming to you with my boy Mark. He's been in the e-commerce space for a very long time, so we'll just be talking a little bit about, my journey when it comes to being in e-commerce. Like what it really looks like, what can you expect, kind of some different challenges that I'll have brought to you, and he hopefully will be a regular on the channel because he's going to provide a ton of value for you all. Now, if you are someone that's new to the channel, my name's Trey. I basically make videos on how you can make money online, diversify your income, and financial news that I think is pretty important for you to know. So if that's something that interests you, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. And with that all being said, let's go ahead and get into the intro, baby.
So guys, if you're watching this video, Trey and I just communicated via chat, and we're literally recording our first getting to know each other, talk about business type conversation, right? And I prefer to do the videos that type of way. So like and subscribe, and I'll put a link to Trey's YouTube and so on. So yeah, dude. So what's your story? Like I've seen when you just started posting, because I look up just what other people are doing online once in a while. I don't really look at spend a lot of time watching a lot of videos of other people per se. But when you start to post and then we talked on Telegram, I was like, what's the story? So what's I know you told me you work and you run these side businesses and you're trying to get to 100 grand. So give me the rundown.
So I guess it started a couple years ago. So I've been trying to make money online forever, for like the last 7 years. Like I started on Shopify doing drop shipping with Facebook ads, and it taught me a lot just about like running your own business, like how much time it took, how much money it took. And we did like some really good months. I mean, there's some months where we made $20,000, and then the next month we'd lose 30 because of Facebook ads being expensive. Ads aren't optimized. Products coming in from China took 2 months to come in, so people would cancel their order. Plus, we already spent money to get the product. So a lot of problems with Shopify. Now, I think the platform still works. For me at that point in time, I was just having a hard time grasping it. I was also a financial advisor for a financial service company. So I had a finance degree. I always wanted to own my own business. And I was just really trying to figure out, how can I make money so I don't have to wake up every day and grind every single day to make a paycheck. And then I actually stumbled across eBay. I never bought anything on eBay before, never sold anything, but I used the same concept of drop shipping on eBay. And I think within 2 months, we were making about $800 a day in profit. And I was like, this is the gold mine. Like I finally made it. And then basically, as soon as I was excited, eBay shut down my account. It was like, you can't drop ship on eBay. And I was like, okay, here we go again. Have to find something else to do. And then COVID kind of happened. And the financial company that I was working with laid off about 60% of their advisors. So I was like kind of stuck at home again. I know dropshipping works, but it didn't work on these two platforms. Like, what can I do to make this sustainable and actually have a business that's going to work for me? Like I said, especially with COVID, kind of laid me off my job. And I was just trying to figure out, how am I going to make money? I then started going to Goodwill on the first Saturday of each month. Everything is half off on Goodwill on the first Saturday of each month.
Okay.
And I'd go pick up a couch for $10, and then I would list it on Facebook Marketplace for $60. And it seems like I was finally starting to make some sales. But I was like, man, I'm having to ask friends to borrow their trucks. I'm having to store all this stuff.
So you going and picking up couches and stuff, dude.
Yeah.
Like this is not okay.
Yeah, like I was just trying to find a way that wouldn't require a ton of capital up front to be able to make a little bit of income, especially because I had none coming in. And then I was like, you know what? Let me start drop shipping on Facebook and see if it works the same. And then we started making some sales. We started making a little bit more sales. And I was like, okay, I think I kind of figured it out, guys. And this is now like when I'm working about 50 hours a week selling phones at Verizon. So I'm still
Okay.
working a lot, still in commission sales. So I still have a full-time job. And then on the side, I was like, let me start an income challenge. I found that YouTube is a really good way to stay consistent with what you're doing outside. Because if
Right.
you know you're going to make a video every Monday about you flipping things, well, you better be flipping things or you're not going to have any content to make a video on. So
Exactly.
yeah, so I started an income challenge trying to make $100,000 outside of my job. So I'm not allowed to use any of my job's income to count towards that goal, but I can use that income to hopefully build other streams of income. So
Okay.
basically what I did is I hired a VA that's working on my marketplace. I then hired a like a Facebook drop shipping agency to run my store. And then I
Okay.
hired a YouTube automation agency to run one of my YouTube channels. So basically I just started, yeah, because I was like, let's go for broke this year. I was like, I make okay money. I made about 80 grand last year selling phones. And I was like, let's do my best to spend all of my money on things that will hopefully
What?
make me money. Yeah, because I
Okay.
was like,
Okay. Okay. Okay.
because I was under the impression that pretty much everybody wants to make more money. The problem is
Right.
a lot of marketers aren't necessarily realistic about the results that you can look to get. I mean, I understand it's
Right.
kind of a
Because
marketing tactic, but go ahead.
no, because okay, just what you're saying. So what you did and what you're doing, you're trying to beat the same paradox that a lot of marketers leave out, right?
Right,
So
exactly.
like in drop shipping, whether it's Amazon, whether it's eBay, whether it's Facebook, whether it's Walmart, Shopify, because you're running ads,
Right,
there's a period of learning and then there's
hmm
a period of sacrificing the time and the day to build up the business and
right,
to generate sales like eBay and Facebook. When you
right,
get certain listings, they continue selling.
exactly.
And then on the automation side, a lot of how the automation math works is that the same thing you did. You find a VA, someone that will put in the hours or may have experience and put in the hours
Right,
to generate the sales, and you're trying to spread it there. So
exactly.
what, right, okay, so you here now, and
Right.
what, continue. So you
So
hired the automation. How is the automation Facebook going? How is the how is the how is the automated Walmart going? I mean, YouTube
YouTube.
going? I
Right.
never even use that. Like what?
Yeah. So like I said, I'm running 4 different YouTube channels just myself. And then I have one that's automated from the actual YouTube automation company that I hired. What
You're
I really
running
wanted
four
to
YouTube channels.
right now, I'm not super consistent on them. I'm doing like you've seen my channel. I'm getting a little more consistent. I have a reaction channel. I'm just getting slowly more consistent to posting on all of them. Trying to figure out a schedule because I'm doing 20 things it seems like, so time is kind
Right.
of difficult. But I'm basically comparing their results to what I'm able to do just one man myself. Because I know, like I said, a lot of marketers would be like, "Oh, you can make $20,000 within your first month if you hire us." I'm like, that sounds great, but I've done Shopify, I've done eBay, and it's a lot harder than that, in my opinion.
Right. Right.
Unless they're just like the top 1% of agencies that can get you those type of results. I was like, and then I also asked all these agency companies, I was like, hey, come on my YouTube channel. Like I said, I have a really small channel, but come
Mhm.
on my channel and let's talk about how my store is growing. Like, let's see what people can actually expect from them because you want to
Right.
temper
Right.
people's expectations. And then I'm going to also compare what they're doing compared to a store that I'm doing myself and saying, yes, I did take, it takes me 6 hours to make, 3 videos or whatever the case may be, compared to
Mhm.
them where it is completely hands off, but I had to spend a lot of money up front. So just kind of comparing the two, seeing how they work. So for people that, might be struggling a little bit when it comes to their finances, hey, there is an approach where you can do everything yourself. And I don't sell courses. I just kind of recommend things that I've done. I probably spent $10,000 on courses because I if you don't know what you're doing, it's like, well, I
Yeah.
might as
Yeah.
well
Yeah.
try to figure it out. So it's just trying to give out helpful information that people that actually want to make money and kind of temper their expectations. So I started the YouTube automation in January. Um, they got monetized in a month, which I thought was super impressive. I'm pretty sure they
Right.
bought followers or bought subscribers on it, but regardless, they're already monetized. They post 2 videos a week. It seems to be getting a little bit of traction, but nothing to really say, hey, this is worth a $20,000 investment or anything like that. For
What
the
type of
Facebook,
views? What type of views? Okay, so let's dig in a little bit there, right?
all
Because
right,
I've heard about these YouTube
yeah.
automation. I've never used the service. So what's the premise? The premise is that they get it up to
So,
monetize. So to
yeah,
monetization, you need 4,000 watch hours, you need a
right,
thousand subscribers, you need double, right? What type
yeah.
of niche is the content in, first of all, and what's the monetization is all ads. Is that what it is?
So essentially, so the cool thing about it is I found this guy's channel. His name's Caleb Box, is the YouTuber that I found, and he was talking about his automated service. And basically, his concept is, hey, I run 10 YouTube channels that we hire VAs to, do the scripts for the videos, to do the voiceovers, do the editing, do the thumbnails, and basically you're going to sit back and be an investor in all the ad revenue that comes in plus the affiliate links. You are going to keep that as your passive income source, and then you pay the company a yearly re-up fee if you want their VAs to continue making videos and doing that type of stuff for you. So I
Right.
was just under the impression, as long as it breaks even, that's a asset that you can leverage when it comes to paid sponsorships, when it comes to promoting products. If I want to go back to drop shipping on a website, and then that's also a channel that I could sell later down the road if it becomes large enough for somebody that in that niche that likes it. The cool thing
Right.
is they let me pick whatever I want it to be in, whatever niche I want it. They let me pick it. I was completely like, yo, you're supposed to be the experts. Whatever you say is the best fit, let's go ahead and do that. I'm coming at you as a complete beginner. Pretend like I know nothing about YouTube. I'm just a client that wants to make a little bit of money. And they're kind of walking me through the concept as if I have no experience with anything. And they're
Right.
just going to see how it continues to grow. So, yeah, pretty excited about it.
And what type of views are the videos getting? Like this is the reason why I'm asking, right? I've been doing YouTube for a while. I've done it. So we'll
Right.
get to dropshipping in a second.
Mhm.
And when I saw a lot of these YouTube courses and YouTube automation and all this thing coming up, the success on YouTube, in my opinion, is not just the quantity
It's actually
and
the quality.
quality. It's quality,
Right.
right? And
Right.
usually as a YouTube, like it's your tube, right?
Yeah. Right.
Like you usually put in the time to do research and solve it. At least on my channel, I try to spend the time of solving specific problems for people
Right.
would watch, right?
Exactly.
So I find it and I get it. Like for instance, I have some guys here. I'm in Nicaragua right now. I'm in Nicaragua. My son was born here.
Oh, congratulations, man.
Thanks. And I have like 2 other people that run YouTube channels for me,
Mhm.
and we run an actual studio and that type of stuff. But
Right.
it still takes my time of making sure they're producing the right content and they're solving the right problems and they
Right.
understand what the fuck they're talking about. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like one of the drop shipping channels, the dude had to drop ship first, and we do it. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it'll be interesting to see where it goes, like how.
Yeah, that's what I was interesting to see because, like I said, I'm running a faceless cash cow channel alongside the one that they're running.
A what? A
And
what? A
I
what?
so it's like a faceless YouTube channel. So a YouTube channel that
Right.
doesn't show
Faceless.
your face.
Right. That's what I
Right.
meant. Yeah, faceless.
So I have one that I've been running for about a year now. I really like lo-fi music with no words in it. It has anime characters and fight scenes and stuff in the actual video, and then lo-fi behind it so people can sleep to it or study to it or whatever the case may be. So that was kind of my baseline. I got that channel monetized in 6 months. So I was like, oh, this whole faceless YouTube thing works. And after I
Right.
figured that it worked, I was like, well, now I verified that the business itself works. Let me find an agency that is
Okay.
supposedly really good at it. And they should be able to get better results than I am because
And then,
I'm just
so
kind of
on
winging it.
that one, what were your results on that channel so far?
I was like, I might as well try making a channel that has to do with things that I'm already gonna listen to, and instead of giving a different YouTube channel those views, I can just watch it myself.
Okay.
So this is kind of what I started, and these are some of the analytics about it. Like I said, it's not a huge channel,
No, yeah,
1,600.
no, I get it. Yeah, I just want to see what. Okay.
So the biggest problem that I found with this, so I was able to monetize 6 months into the actual channel itself, but
Mhm.
because I'm using other people's copyrighted music, I can't actually receive income from the channel. So right now, what I'm
Ah,
doing is I'm
right.
reaching
So
out
you
to
got
people.
enough views. You got enough views and stuff. Okay.
So right now, what I'm doing is reaching out to people on Upwork, on Fiverr, different freelance websites. I'm like, hey, instead of paying you upfront to make all these beats for me, how about I pay you a profit share? So you basically can get a percentage of the income that's generated. So basically, I'm not going to waste money upfront. If they get me results from whatever they're doing, great. It's basically free money for me, and they have a passive source of income because they're already going to be making these like beats and videos and things like that. So that's what
Right.
I'm focusing on that one. And then, like I said, the numbers are pretty good. It's still a small channel. I want to get into selling merch and doing that type of stuff. I already have 2 sponsorships on the channel. Like I said, 1,600 subscribers is not a lot, but it's already producing income, even though it's not monetized through YouTube. So, like
Right.
I said, I was
Right.
like, the concept works. Now, let me see if an agency can do it better and faster when I pay them a large amount of money and just kind of run it side by side. And then I let people on my YouTube channel know, hey, if you want to do it yourself, this is how long it took me. Not saying I'm special in any way, shape, or form, but if you follow this, you
Right.
can make money from YouTube in about 6 months on a faceless channel. Obviously, you can probably do it a lot faster, or you can spend a little bit of money. If you have some money like stashed away to the side, hire an agency and they'll do it for you. And that's basically the whole concept of this challenge. How can you make money outside of your work, either spending your time or spending your
Okay. Okay.
money?
And then how is Facebook Marketplace been going? I watched a video that you
So
talked where you tried listing without software, and how is
yeah.
that going?
So like I said, I've been on Facebook for like marketplace for about 2 years, but I've
Mhm.
really only started the drop shipping aspect about 2 months ago or so. I was
Okay.
still
Okay.
getting stuff out my garage in December, and I found an agency. It's Limitless Profits, and I watched one of their videos. I was like, man, you can really scale Facebook like shops to
Yeah,
like a pretty
what's he
decent
doing?
level.
I saw that video. What's the guy's name? I had him on my channel.
Andrew,
Andrew. I had Andrew on my
Andrew,
channel before. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and I talked to Andrew. He actually lives like 2 hours north of where I live. So I was
Ah, okay,
like,
okay,
it's
okay.
nice to be able to know like he's a real person, like he's not just somebody I found online or whatever the case may be. And
Mhm.
just having talks with him, he never really pushed me to be a client. He just added value. He was like, man, I'd love to come on your channel. And I thought he was really genuine about like the information he was sharing to his audience and my audience. And since I
Mhm.
knew the concept worked with drop shipping, I was like, well, exact the same with Facebook or YouTube. I was like, I know it works. I've done it myself. You can make some decent money on it. Let me go ahead and
Mhm.
hire an agency to run it for me, and let's compare the results between his and mine, essentially.
Okay,
So
okay.
I have 3 Facebook marketplaces. So one, Andrew's on. Yeah, I like I said, I'm running into the ground this year. I'm just trying to make some money, man.
Uh,
So my main Facebook, Andrew and his team run. They just started yesterday on the Facebook shop. My Facebook shop got enabled with my marketplace yesterday.
okay,
So
okay.
they haven't posted any products yet. Don't have any results for that. The second channel, or second marketplace, I just hired a VA on Fiverr. This dude
Mhm.
that was in a lot of groups, I found his listing on Fiverr, and he was like, "Hey, we charge $400 a month, and we will run your marketplace for you." I reached out and
Right.
was like, "Hey, I'll give you 40%." I was like, which in my opinion is a decent amount. I was like, you can scale it however high you want to. I got about 30,000 in my credit limit. I was like, it shouldn't be a problem for me to like
To
fulfill these
fulfill.
orders and
Yeah.
things. I was like, so run it however you want. I was like, I'm not going to tell you what to post. I'm not going to tell you anything. He ran a couple stores. He showed me like on Zoom. He showed me the back end. I was like, run it however you want. Try to make as much money as you can. I'll give you 40%. And he made
Right.
$600 in like 11 days. So I
Okay.
was like, okay, let him just run it and just see how it goes. Because like I said, he's run a few stores, but he
Mhm.
doesn't like work for an agency. He doesn't have an agency. It's just some freelancer that I found on Fiverr. And then on my third store or third marketplace, I started posting products, but it's a brand new Facebook, so I don't have the shipping option unlocked on that one yet. So it's basically just comparing Andrew's agency with this freelancer that I found on Fiverr, and then my store that I'm running completely myself.
Okay. That's interesting you brought that up, because what I'm working on now with a partner of mine is a Fiverr type platform for specifically drop shipping, right?
That would be huge.
So like the VAs that are on Fiverr and all this stuff, and even if, like, for instance, I recently interviewed this guy who does he offers the same managed eBay accounts. But
yeah, actually, I saw that video. Yeah, and that's really interesting too, because I thought after I got kicked off of eBay that you just couldn't drop ship on eBay, but it was probably because like literally the second day on eBay we did like $400. And yeah, I just thought it was amazing, but really we didn't season the account. Like there's a lot of things that if I could go back, I would have done better to season the account, make sure we look legit and that type of stuff. But knowing what I know now, I was like, well, I'm going to do the same thing I'm doing with Facebook and YouTube. I'm just going to do it on eBay. But instead of running it alongside like the agency or the person I hire to do it, I'm just going to let them run it. I've already done eBay. I know you can make money on eBay. Like I've already validated the business model. Now let's just get somebody running the store. So basically just trying to have like 4 or 5 Facebook shops.
Yeah.
I got like 5 YouTube channels, eBay. And then I actually just talked to one of my buddies about doing an Uber auto automation agency, which I think would be super interesting. But like I said, this whole year, I'm just like, how much money does it really take to be financially free? For a lot of people, they assume it's like some ungodly number, like I got to make $100,000 a month. When really, like, as long as my bills are paid, like if I make $5,000 a month passively from all these different things, I can then spend the rest of my day doing whatever it is that I want. Like if I want to make YouTube videos all day, great. If I want to work out all day, awesome. It really doesn't require much. And I think that's what a lot of people get turned off by when they see marketers who are like, oh, you can make $500,000 on Amazon. Like, sure, you can, but for the normal person, they don't have the credit. Like they have no idea what it takes to really run a drop shipping store at that scale by any means.
Yeah,
so why not?
Very few people actually have. And I've been doing drop shipping so long, and I've interacted with a lot of the marketers and a lot of drop shippers and the CEOs and stuff and all that stuff. So it's kind of second nature to me, right? But yeah,
you understand it. That's the big thing. But people who are not
when you're selling $200,000 a month on Amazon, people are like, I want to do that, but they don't process the 200 orders a day that actually go out, and then having like 20 grand of credit or 50 grand of credit tied up every
Most
30
people have no idea. But my thought process was, there's, in my opinion, I could be wrong. I don't know if there's any stats about this, so I'm kind of just like making it up. But I assume that there are a good number of people that probably have $10,000 to $20,000 kind of sitting around in an account that have no idea what to do with it. Do they put it in the market? Well, the market's crazy right now. Well, they have no idea what crypto is or if it's even valuable. Can you make money in it? But they know they want to put it somewhere and they want to feel good about it. So if you could say, hey, with that $10,000, you're not going to get rich. Like you're not going to make off $10,000 $100,000. But with that $10,000, you might be able to bring in an extra $1,000 a month on Facebook or an extra $1,000 a month on eBay. And then you can leverage that money. Like I said, if you're a normal person who likes their job, you can use that money to send your kid to college. You can use that money to get your dream car. Like there's a lot of things $1,000 can do for somebody. And that's kind of what I wanted to like basically hit on my YouTube channel. Hitting the normal person who works, maybe they hate their job, maybe they love their job. That $1,000 can go a long way to either getting them out of their job or just giving them some more comfort when it comes to like being able to eat out and not worrying about how much food costs, or being able to buy those shoes that they really like, or whatever the case may be, and really temper people's expectations. Because 7 years ago, if I would have stumbled across a channel like mine, I would have really liked the honesty that I have in my channel, I feel, because I show people when I lose money. Like if I hire an agency and I spend $20,000 on them and I don't make money for 12 months, I'm showing all of it. Like hey, like what can you do? I already lost the money. I might as well explain the situation, right? So yeah, just try to be transparent, man. Be positive. Just try to have a good time, man. Life's supposed to be fun. And right now, working 60 hours a week or 50 hours a week is not exactly the funnest. So yeah, just trying to have some
So,
fun,
and
man.
you're doing all of this and working 50 to 60 hours a week.
Yeah. Like I said, I get paid decent at my job. So
Right,
I was
right.
like, I don't want to, because I had this problem when I first started making money on eBay. As soon as we did like $200 a day, I was like, I'm out. I'm quitting tomorrow. Like I'm done. I'm out. I'm making money online, baby. This is it. This is the dream. But looking back at it, I was like, man, I didn't have the processes in place. Like I didn't have the structure in place to make sure everything was going well. I had fallback plans and things like that. So I'm really just focused on all the money I make at work outside of my expenses of, mortgage, car, phone bill, food, is spending that money on things that will hopefully generate money for me in the future. Like I said, a little $1,000 here, $2,000 there. And eventually I'm going to get to the point where it equals what I make at work. And then I can really decide, hey, do I want to go full time into making content? Because that's what I enjoy doing. I like being able to help people get from one point to another. I actually had to do comment on my YouTube video I made like 2 years ago about how you can make your first $1,000 reselling things from Goodwill. And this kid commented, I think he was 14 or 15, and he was like, yo, I made my first $200 ever, and it was all thanks to your video. And this is when I had like I had like 13 subscribers or something. And it just, the joy that it gave me from that one kid.
Yeah,
And I was
exactly.
like, yo, I would love to do this full time. But I know for this year, it's going to be, grinding. A lot of work has to be done. A lot of knowledge has to be learned about the structure, how YouTube works, how dropshipping works, how agencies are structured and things. To hopefully be able to help more people. So that's what I'm trying to do.
Okay, nice. And do you plan to get back when you asked me about search? Is it that you plan to get back on eBay or what? Or did
Yeah,
you?
like I definitely would want to. Like I said, if I validated the business model and I know it makes money, and somebody is genuine in my opinion about what's it really going to cost, what are the profits you can actually look to get, then I'm like, hey, I just reached out to a funding company where I should be getting anywhere between like $40,000 and $50,000 of personal credit. And I'm like, yeah, sure. I would like to use that credit in ways that I think will be beneficial to me. And that's investing in businesses or stocks or crypto that I feel like will make me money in the long run. And when you did the video with him where he was like, sure, it's not gonna make you a millionaire. It's not really gonna allow you to quit your job and do that type of stuff. But he was like an extra $1,000 to $2,000 a month. And I was like, yo, that's exactly what I've been looking for on eBay. Because I know I've scaled it up much faster, but I was like, an extra $2,000 on eBay, I can then use that income to then buy another Facebook store for my automation company that I'm using, or I can use that money to buy a car for this Uber automation. Like I'm just basically using all the money to cycle around each other and hopefully make more. So I just, just like I said, just trying to get rich one day, man.
Yeah, with him, his service I think was like $400 a month.
Yeah, when I saw the price too, I was really excited about the price. And I was actually going to reach out to him too and be like, yeah, $400 is, it's not a problem. But I was like, hey, let me give you 50% of everything and just see if he wants to do it, because I'm trying my best not to spend any money up front, because I've been burned by a lot of like services when it comes to Shopify automation and these other automations where they're like, hey, you pay us $5,000 up front and then I make 3 sales in 6 months. Like, so just trying some different things.
All right, and what is your thought on this Uber automation? You're just trying to find, so you're trying to find you're finding people that want to get into Uber, but you're financing the cars yourself, so you're providing that added service to them. That's my assumption. You didn't say anything.
So the Uber automation is really interesting. So I don't see anybody that's talking about it right now on YouTube or anything like that. And right now, the problem is, like, I would like to be like one of the first people into that space, but I'm doing so many things that I'll probably be a little later to the party once other people come try it out. So basically what you do is you buy, or my buddy buys Teslas for wholesale on auctions and things. He'll spend about $20,000 on an older model Tesla, and then he'll lease or rent those to people who drive Uber full time. His thing is, hey, don't use your personal car because you're going to wear it into the ground and you're going to spend all that money that you make from Uber buying tires, doing oil changes, doing upkeep on your personal car. Instead, use my Tesla and you can drive Uber full time. So he is making about $1,100 a month per car that he has, and right now he has 51 cars. So I was like, yeah. So I was like, well, the business model obviously works, and but I wanted to see what's a way that you can bring normal people into the game. And what I thought would be really cool is, so once you get the structure in place, you then have potential clients who want to create passive income, investing whatever the cost of that car would be. So basically, so like my
so they would invest in 20 but they wouldn't finance it.
Right. So they could finance it, whatever the case may be. But so the YouTube automation that I hired was $20,000 upfront for them to run the YouTube channel. If you I was like, whatever.
Wow.
Yeah. Hey. So then I was like, well, there's people obviously that are buying that service because right now they have, I think it was a little over 100 accounts that he runs with his automation service. Caleb Fox is his name. And I was like, well, so people are
What's his name?
Caleb Box on YouTube. He got a little over 100,000 subscribers. He's a decently large YouTuber. And I was like, well, you could get somebody to spend $20,000 to buy a Tesla, allow them to put that car in your fleet, and then they would make 50% of the income that it generates. So basically, you're able to expand the business using somebody else's money. And let's say you make $1,000 a month per car that you have. The person that basically invested the $20,000 and bought the car would get $500. So basically, every person that you bring on, you add another car to your fleet. You already have the structure in place to be able to maintenance the cars, to like track them, because on Teslas you can track them on an app. So if anybody drives too far out the radius, you can shut the car down and go get it, or whatever the case may be. It's just another way to make passive income. Basically, it's like real estate. So instead of renting out a house, you're just renting out cars. Essentially, it's the whole concept.
Okay. And because I'm looking forward for the rest of the year with all these different things you're trying.
Me too. It's either going to be complete crash.
How old are you?
I just turned 27.
Okay. Yeah. So you're now starting up in this.
Like I said, I've been doing it for a while, but it's just now like, okay, like I ran it super fast like years ago, and now I'm at the point where it looks like everything's happening extremely quickly. Like I did, 5 Facebook stores and a YouTube automation and 4 channels in 3 months, but it's because I've already had like the structures in place to be able to do those things.
And you had the money to invest, because when you started, my guess is you're not throwing out $20,000 to do a YouTube automation.
Right, which is nice, because at first I was like, back then I was using my income from work on just random things. Basically, I was throwing it all in the market. I was looking at buying a house. I was doing that type of stuff. But I was like, and let me just like now spend that money to hopefully make money in the future. Like I said, $1,000 a month per thing that I'm doing would be really nice, because from 5 stores, 4 channels, I mean, it's already $10,000 a month if I can just get them to a simple $1,000 a month. So
right.
Yeah, it just made sense in my opinion. Like I was a business major. I've always wanted to run businesses. Like I'm always trying to make money, because I know that is the only way to really enjoy yourself, is by having a lot of it and not having to go to work, 60 hours.
And where are you based? Are you in California? No,
I'm in Indiana, actually.
You're in Indiana. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
So not exactly the most tropical place in the world, but
So what part of Indiana?
In Indianapolis, so in the capital.
Yeah, I mean, I was out there years ago. One of my friends, she works for Cummings Engineering.
Yep.
So I was out there. The second house I bought was in Indianapolis, a duplex out there.
And that's what the next thing I was looking at is getting into real estate. Because I was like, man, in 8 months, hopefully that some of these incomes will kind of be bringing in, like I said, $1,000 a month or so, and then using that to buy a duplex or buy a single family house, and that money is going to pay the mortgage, and the person that rents out the house, that money is then going to be free money to be able to start another business, buy another car, whatever the case may be.
But wait a little bit, because the prices of real estate has just been going up and
Yeah,
up and
it's
up.
been crazy.
Interest rates are going up soon, so the prices will have
Yeah, so right now I'm basically stuffing all that
another-
extra money into an account, just kind of waiting for it to, basically I'm waiting for the market to tank. That'd be lovely in my opinion. But until it does that, every day I'm finding new businesses, because with my channel, with my Instagram, like I'm trying to just grow my social presence. But I people that reach out to me, hey, I run a ATM automation. Like, I would love to show you this, because from my channel, like, they'll know I'll spend money, but they also know if they don't get results, like, I'm still going to show that. So I think I have a lot of genuine agencies or genuine people that are reaching out to me that would be like, hey, this is a really good business. You might want to try it. I'm not saying it'll make you any money, but you might want to start looking into it. So that's kind of how I've been getting ideas on different businesses to try and things like that, just to give people options, because not everybody's going to want to do dropshipping, or not everybody's going to want to make YouTube videos, but there might be somebody that'll be like, hey, I wouldn't mind buying an ATM and sticking it somewhere and hopefully making some money. So I'm just trying different things to basically just help people make some money. I feel like that's what life is about. Like I said, it's about making money and just enjoying your time. So.
And then okay, out of the ones you've started so far, what do you think you have the most, has the most promise from your perspective?
The most promise, I think, is easily YouTube, because you can get paid from YouTube. You can do affiliates through YouTube, but you get paid on those videos forever, as you probably know. Videos that you made 3 years ago are still making you money. So I was like, I think the automation could be really interesting if, like, the videos don't get copyrighted and they're making sure that they're doing the process right. I think it could be like a very good
so
option.
let me challenge you there. And this is what why wouldn't the VAs do it themselves?
Great question. I think it's because they're segmenting the business. They're not teaching the VAs how to run an agency. They're teaching the VAs, hey, your job is to write scripts. And then, hey, your job is to edit the videos. Hey, your job is to do the thumbnails. So that's just my opinion. I don't know.
And then they get something specific to do the voiceover.
Yeah, they don't necessarily let me see the back end or anything like that. But I would assume that's how it works, because that's how I am with my VAs. Like, my VAs that list products, I teach them just how to list. Hey, mine that fulfill orders, just how to fulfill orders. I'm not teaching them how to go out and get clients or run an agency or do anything else. Like, hey, I need you for this one task. I'm making sure you're good at this one task. I'm not teaching you everything else, because I don't want you to go out there and do it yourself. But yeah, so I assume they segment it so that they're very good at one aspect of the business, but not everything, so they can't just go out and do it themselves.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah, I never thought of that. So as I said, I run a couple of YouTube channels, and I'm actually starting to run another one pretty soon. But it takes a lot of the research and doing the content properly. But that's interesting. Okay. But why wouldn't you think that you're saying that YouTube has most promise with longevity?
I think so. If they run it right, I do.
And how far? So you're right. So they got the monetization, and Facebook just started. So you're not sure. How about the Facebook that you're running? How is that going?
So it's been 23 days. So we made $600 in 14 days or 15 days, and then the account got locked. So we're locked until, the VA that I had on there, like I said, I just told him, run it however you normally run it.
Yeah.
He didn't necessarily run it great.
So why was it locked?
So there were like 2 products that said they went against Facebook's terms, and we got like 9 orders in a day on a product that Facebook wouldn't allow us to fulfill the orders. So basically,
you got cancellations.
Yeah, I got 9 cancellations in an hour, and then as soon as those cancellations went through, Facebook was like, "Hey, your cancellation rate is too high. We're locking the account." So I reached out to Facebook, and I was like, "Well, the problem with that is we couldn't fulfill the orders even if we wanted to, because you locked the listing. Like, I couldn't fulfill the orders."
So they allowed you to sell the item.
Right. And then, so what happened is, when the item went up, it was a bunion corrector for your feet, and they were like, you can't do things that'll say that you'll heal people or for health or whatever. But
Right,
as
yeah,
soon
because
as
you can't do that's under the health category.
but this is also the VA that I said, hey, you already are on a few stores, run it however you want. I'm not going to tell you how to do it, just
Ah.
whatever. So when he put it up there initially, I was like, I probably shouldn't sell this product, but hey, we'll see what happens.
And that's the thing. That's also so that is that type of that issue there. So I made a video about this how this drop shipping thing works, right? And
Right.
like me, I'm originally from Trinidad. I studied and lived in the US for a time. I was traveling around the world, and then I ended up coming to Nicaragua, met my son's mother. And me having that experience traveling and living in the US and banking in the US and having social and understanding the difference in salaries and so on in these different countries is that the a lot of the what we call VAs, a lot of people that work remotely in these countries, they could learn the whole process, but they have less at risk in the sense that like a lot of time they can't do it themselves because they don't have access to the account or they might not have the
Right.
credit necessary, right?
Right.
And that's one of the reasons why, like my friend Corey, that's who I'm doing the platform with. We're doing this
Yeah.
platform for VAs because for well, not just for VAs, but for job seekers and people looking for people to run the accounts.
Right.
Because that's it. Like when the account is locked, you are the one that's gonna have to be messing with Facebook
Right.
consistently, right?
But like I was, and this is
No, I'm
just
not saying it's all a bad thing. This is all a part.
all right,
This is
right.
all part of the process in business and
But
entrepreneurship.
the thing that was good and bad in my opinion about it is, like I said, because I'm being completely transparent. So I'm making a
Yeah,
video about how we got locked out and everything, and I think that's really good for people to see, like, because if they look at my initial video, is I hired somebody on Fiverr. They didn't take any money up front. It's a profit
right.
split, and then we made $600 in 14 days. So when you look at just the small sample size, it's like why would everybody not do this? This is amazing. Like he's literally printing you money and you're not spending any, and
Right.
then you get locked out. Well, now it's okay. So there are still things that you have to make sure that you're on top of, even though yes,
Right.
they basically know what they're doing. But for somebody who's never made money online before, and it's just like, oh, I can just go to Fiverr and let somebody do everything for me. Like, yes, you can, but you still have to
Okay,
make
okay,
sure that
okay.
you're checking your listings, you're optimizing, you're making sure that you're having them post the right things. So it was
And I
good and
think that's
bad.
what a lot of people should know, in my opinion. A lot of people who want to start going to, I've made a couple of videos about this. If you get
Right,
into e-commerce and you outsource it, ideally, you should have a certain framework
right,
about all the KPIs, what you're looking for, the errors to make, at least, you know what I mean? And
yeah,
that's a bit of the chicken and the egg thing, because a lot of people want
right,
100% passive income. And I think,
right,
and I think there's I did a video with this dude on Dropship King, this Asian guy who sells a lot on eBay. As he
yeah,
was saying, there's semi-passive income. Like my thing is, if you could get your day down to like, let's say an hour a day to make sure your Facebook dropshipping works, and like hour a day to
exactly.
make your Amazon drop, all that type of framework, I think has opportunity, right?
Right. So that's
But
really what the whole challenge is about. Like I said, I have one
mm,
store that I do completely myself. I'm listing all the products. I'm spending couple, like probably 5, 6 hours listing products, optimizing, doing research. Then I have one with this VA that now looking at it, he's going to be posting on the products, but I need to spend some time making sure his products are good that he's posting, my account's good. And then I have the agency, which I'm just going to completely be hands off and just let them run it. Because like I said, I paid them a lot of money. They look like they know what they're doing. I really
mm,
like the founders on it. So now it's like, okay, I have one that's completely hands off. I'm not going to look at it, see how much it makes. One, I'm more or less a manager. Hey, let me just make sure everything's good. Let me talk to this VA, make sure we don't get this account locked out again. And then one, I'm running completely by myself. It's taking a ton of time, but it gives
right.
people a very good understanding that, like, hey, if you don't have some money like sitting away, you can do this all yourself. It's just going to take some time. If you have a little
Mm,
bit of money, go with the VA option. But if you really want truly passive income, let's find you an agency that can actually produce results, and you really have your 3 tiers of just pick which one you would like to do.
And how much time are you putting in yourself on? I'm just checking up an account, maybe I'll share. But how much time are you putting in on the account that you're doing yourself? How long you been doing that one?
I've been doing this, so that's the one that doesn't have the shipping option. So technically, I'm not drop shipping on
Ah,
it.
so you
I started that one at the beginning of the month, so I still don't have the shipping option on it. But I'm listing anywhere between 10 to 15 products a day, just like kind of warming up the account so that when I do get the shipping option, I'll be able to go on it. So I'm spending anywhere between 3 to 5 hours doing some product research, listing some products, making sure that I'm posting, I'm adding people to the page and doing stuff like that, or not the page, but the account. So a couple
and
hours
are
here and there.
you and are you generating sales without the shipping option?
I think I have one in the last like 20 days. Somebody paid me through Venmo on Messenger. But
Hmm.
but no, not really.
Yeah, because I seen some boys doing a lot of that in the UK.
Yeah, that was interesting. So I actually reached out to one of those people, and I'm gonna do another call with them, and they're gonna kind of show me how they've been doing it because I was like, well, that would be a great way to start if you don't have the shipping option. Hey, let's get everybody to pay you through Messenger. As soon as you have the shipping option, switch it on. Once you start getting some sales, move over to the VA. Hey, if the VA does good, let them run it. Move over to the agency if you really want somebody to scale it.
Okay, okay, okay. So you're really pushing through. This is going to be interesting. And
Yeah,
how
I think
often you
so. I
plan?
think so.
How often you plan to give the update on all these different?
So I was shooting for once a week, and then what I found is there's not necessarily a lot to update every week, um, because like with the store not having the shipping option and one of the accounts being locked, and then the agency is not hasn't started on it, like a week can go by where literally has nothing has happened. So it's kind of just when
No,
milestones
but
kind
you
of happen.
should. No, but you. I feel like you should still put out once a week, so people could,
Yeah,
because
the
it gives a real. You talk about expectation. Like if shit is
right.
happening, like shit is taking
The
longer than you
the the
expected. You know
problem
what I
with
mean?
that is like so YouTube is easily taking the most amount of time. I for some reason it takes me 4 or 5 hours to edit a video. Like I'm super
Okay, okay,
OCD. Like
okay, okay,
every time
okay.
I stutter in a video, I have to like make sure I redo it. Like I'm super OCD about my videos.
Ah,
So for me, getting on a video and trying to make it 10 minutes long and have nothing to talk about, I'm like, you know what? I'll do it next week, and then I'll go over that last week nothing happened. And then this week, this is what happened. So I'm just kind of trying to figure out what the schedule is going to be. But I would like to do it once a week. Like I said, just kind of updating everything because just now invested in some crypto. So I am going over that too. And then I have, yeah, like I said, I'm running
you
this
and
into the ground.
everything.
Hey, people
Okay,
are
okay.
making millions out here. So
Check this. Okay, you talk about crypto. Who are
right.
you following with this crypto thing? Who are you getting direction from? Because you clearly
Um,
you pretty much putting everyone at a test on the internet. That's how I feel.
yeah, basically, I'm just testing everybody that has a. So I'm trying to stay away from accounts that are enormous. So if you have a million followers,
Right,
I'm not
right.
looking at it.
So who are
I'm
you doing
trying.
crypto? Because I want to introduce.
So
I will introduce you to. He's not going to charge you any money. I will tell. But tell me, and I'll tell you after about this
so
crypto thing. Go ahead.
his name is and like I said, I reached out to a few times. He hasn't responded to me, but Jesse Eccles is who I've been following.
Mhm.
He kind of blew up on TikTok. He did a channel or
Mm,
he did an income challenge, and that's why I started mine. He did an income challenge, $0 to $1 million. He didn't
right.
make it, but he ended up making like 340,000 his first year or something.
Okay. Okay.
And I was like, that's a lot of money. So I was like, I don't think I can hit 1 million. Like I can't grasp my head around that because
Right.
I just can't. But I was like, I think I can make 100,000
When you
because
make your
I've
first
done
100, getting to 1 million is relatively straightforward.
that. That was my thought process. But once you have the structures and everything, it's not hard to scale in
Right.
e-commerce or drop shipping, but it's getting to the 100,000 that I think is the
Mm,
hardest. And
right.
doing it at a rate that's profitable. Because a lot of people will do it on Shopify where they'll make $100,000 in a month,
Yeah,
but
but
then they'll only take home like $2,000. And I'm like,
yeah.
that's just not like I want to do it at a relatively profitable like margin. But he was basically doing his channel or doing his challenge on TikTok, basically blew up on TikTok, and that kind of transferred over to his YouTube channel. So I got on his YouTube channel, and he gives monthly updates. So let's say he'll find a crypto token, he'll invest in it for a month, and then he'll do a video. Hey, this is how much I lost, or this is how much I gained. Like he's like, I wouldn't like follow my investing advice because he's not like a financial advisor or anything. But I was like, well, let's use kind of what he's doing, do my own research, and if it makes sense, if I like the project, he also had a paid Discord that I'm in. I'll basically invest in it, and then I'll do the same thing. Hey, let me make a video showing people what I'm investing in, because it kind of helps on two folds. Number one, I'm getting into crypto, and if I'm following somebody that has, now I think he has like 160,000 followers on or subscribers on YouTube. So when he comes out with a video and it shows him doing well, a lot of his subscribers go and pump up the crypto that he's
that's the thing. That's the you know finance. You know what this game is. But that's a challenge with crypto, because you have a lot of followers, you do some research. If you have a lot of followers, whatever project you're getting into are also people that have a decent amount of followers. Depending on if you have a ton of people following you, you could end up boosting it even more. And so it's another paradox. But tell me more. But I'm gonna introduce you to Darius, and I'll tell you about him in a second. But go ahead, tell me about it.
But my thing is, like, sure, like you could probably follow just the biggest YouTube account and whoever they say invest then and make money. But I want to.
But sometimes sometimes the information comes out too late.
Also true. So my thought process is, when I'm in his Discord and he even says, hey, I'm thinking about this crypto or this token or this project, I'll go and do as much research as I know how to do about that specific project. And if that project resonates with me, I'm like, okay, let me throw a little bit of money into it. So one of the projects he did, and it's been 3 months, but he put in $3,000 and in 2 months made $288,000 on this crypto project, which is insane. But I know a lot of people are making money in crypto. And then I was like, well, I'm probably too late to the party when it came to that one.
To that project,
But as I started looking into the project more, I was like, well, even though I'm late, I didn't jump into it when he was basically pumping it, or a lot of YouTubers were pumping it. I really like the concept of the actual crypto project itself, like how it's running. It's talking about getting into NFTs and doing that type of stuff. So he seems to invest in projects that are set up for the long term and not just like pump and dump projects. So now I'm going to come out with a video where I'm going to put $5,000 into the project, and then I'm either going to, lose it all overnight, or hopefully it'll create a good passive stream of income, because this crypto pays you passive income every time, like every day that you hold the token.
Yeah, so you get some sort of there's a cash flow or a dividend type structure on these.
So every time, and he comes out with those videos like probably every 2 weeks. He's like, hey, I just invested in this. I've been in it for a month. This is what I did. And then when he comes out with another one, I'm like, okay, let me do some research. There's a few that he's invested in that I'm like, I just completely don't understand the roadmap. Like, it's just way over my head. So those I kind of stay away from. Or some that just seem like games. Like there's one that I found, it's like pig farm or something. I don't know if you ever. It's the weirdest thing. Like, you have pigs and sheep, and you get wool from the sheep, and it makes you money. Like stuff like that. I'm like, that doesn't make any sense to me. But
the same Darius dude I'm talking about, he has one that he invested, and he
but
bought some
they be making
chickens,
money.
and chickens make eggs, and then
and
he's making money. He made and he made $1,000 in a month for free. He got some free airdrops, and then it produced chicken, and the value is
it's things like that where I'm like, I just can't wrap my head around that concept, right? But if I can find somebody who's already done it, I can kind of talk to them, and then if I can understand it a little more, I might throw a little bit of money, and I might throw $100 in it and see what happens. And then I'll go back to my channel and be like, yo, it sounds completely insane. It doesn't make sense, but throw $100 into it and you can make a little bit of passive.
That's what. So with Darius, so a couple months ago, it was last month, and we sold this month. I threw $600 into some. So Darius is this dude. I had him on my channel before. he built a 2 million person. He got 2 million followers on Instagram in like 2 or 3 years.
Jesus
And
Christ.
he started that Instagram account at my house. So I know him personally. He left Poland, came live with me for like 6 months.
Gotcha.
Like I know him. He was
Right.
here when my son was born. And when he came out and told me to throw that, I was like, dude, I just went through a divorce. Dude. I just don't want to be throwing money any and
Right.
everywhere.
Yeah.
So I did it and we made $3,000. And then so I was like, huh. And I don't have
Right.
the time. I've most of my time is spent on drop shipping and
And
looking at
YouTube.
solutions for
Mhm.
different drop shipping platforms. And then he told me about another one to throw $1,000 out of it. So I think I don't know. I think I might try that. But I understand. I studied math, right? And I worked in
Right.
investment banking for a short time, so I understand
You
the
understand how it works?
how it works.
Yeah.
But you should talk to him. I wouldn't. He has a course. He said a course like $500, but I will let you don't. I wouldn't. I'll connect you with him and see if he could give you some sort of like. It would be interesting for him to give you some sort of direction, and maybe you could try it
Yeah.
and
Because
then you
like
can
I said,
talk about it on YouTube because that's what a lot because but what he's doing is a little different than what your guys do. So
mm,
he's a straight capitalist. He understands that a lot of these projects uh, uh, are going to go bust. He
yeah.
understands
And I
like
understand that too. It's like
2% of them stay
80,
long term.
90% of these projects
But
are
he's
going to be here
swinging.
for a month.
He's getting in early and pulling out. So he's getting in early and pulling out within like a month.
So
He's in.
that's going to be my plan. One, because right now I'm, in my opinion, I'm doing too many things to really sit down and do the research needed for crypto.
Right.
So right, like I said, I got a token that I'm going to throw 5 grand into it just to see what happens. I think it's a long-term project. That's the only reason why I'm doing it. But I know a lot of these are pump and dumps. Let's just be completely honest. Just like
Right.
NFTs right now. NFTs right now, in my opinion, are completely pump and dumps unless the founders actually have a roadmap and want to do something for the future. But
I think the pump and dump thing is going down. I think
I
last
think
year,
so.
2021,
Mhm.
when if these NFT things first came out, and I'm 39, right? I've been online.
Right.
I went through 2008. I was in business in 2008 with this recession. I bought
Right.
housing just before then, so I've lived through a lot of these things. So when I see NFTs coming out, I was like, Jesus Christ! Like this is just
Yeah.
like the penny stocks back in the day where people were pumping penny stocks and companies
But
10x 10,
now,
10x 10.
but
But
now
now you
they're
have the
having
social media
utility.
aspect to it. Now you
Mhm.
have gaming aspect to it.
Yep.
Now you
Yep.
have utility to a lot of these things. So that's what gives it a bit of longevity. But it's interesting to see because now you
And
have
then
hundreds of billions of dollars moving around in
going through
this
that sector.
space.
So that's what I'm focused on. Like that's going to be my next big thing. So after we have like all the structure when it comes to the Facebook drop shipping, have the YouTube automation channel a little bit more established. I really want to dive into NFTs that hold some type of value because a lot of these NFTs are just pictures that you buy. They're cool, they cost a lot, but I want to have some sort of value that are in my NFTs that I create. I was even thinking about creating an NFT, giving them to larger influencers on, Instagram, on TikTok, on YouTube, have them kind of pump up the stock, and then you would give out rare ones that would be tied to some type of passive investment that you would basically give people. So the reason
Mm.
why they buy your NFT is to not only because they like the art because it looks cool, but also it would create them some form of passive income.
Okay. And so what do you think you would focus on? Because at some point, in order to get to, I think you can make 20 grand, 50 grand a year, maybe 100 grand a year doing a lot of things. But to get up to like the million and so on, you need to focus on one of these things.
So my plan is after this all kind of gets established and I have a good network of people that can actually get results. So I
Mhm.
have people that do Facebook, people that do YouTube, people that do Amazon, people that do eBay. I would like to have a social media marketing company that's able to do like the entire package for people. Like,
Mm.
hey, how much money do you have? There are, 5 different ways to make passive income, all at different price points. As we know, Amazon's a little bit more expensive. You have to have a lot more credit. Facebook,
Right.
a little less expensive. Still have to have a good amount of credit if you want to scale a shop. eBay, even less expensive, even less credit. But like basically I just want to be able to bring somebody in and say, hey, if you have $5,000 to invest, let me show you the best, in my opinion, the best way for you to create passive income with that $5,000. Or
Right,
somebody
you're
comes,
taking the same position as what you're trained in. So you're
yeah,
trained in finance, and you worked
exactly.
in as a financial advisor. So
Right.
you have, I now see where you, okay. So you
And
come
that's
from
kind of
that
my
angle.
end goal. Yeah, it's basically being able to connect all the dots for normal people. Like I said, the people that aren't looking to get online and hear everybody say how they're going to make $1 million their first year. They hey, like I have a little bit of money stashed away. I want to be smart with my investment, and I just want to make a little bit of passive income. And basically I tie in the dots. So like I said, depending on how much you have, I can temper your expectations to tell you if you should do Amazon or eBay or Facebook or, of the 12, 15 other things that I'm probably going to try in the next year, and which going to make the most sense for them given how much money they have, how much time they have, how much effort they want to put in, and just be like a holistic approach to building people passive streams of income, and hopefully, make clients happy and then make these agencies more money because they're good at what they do. Because there are
Right,
a lot of agencies that are pumping out a ton of different services, and some of them have no idea what they're
right. Because I had, and this is not just positive or negative. I had someone on the channel that he started an Amazon automation, and he wants to be the automation guy. So he
doing.
started an automation, he did some Facebook automation, and now he's doing Airbnb automation, right?
Yeah.
And I think basically you say these automation services are saying that they could basically manage micro businesses at scale, right?
Yeah. Right.
And I think that there are few people. First, you have to want to do it. Like for instance, I manage an automation business to a certain level, and then I just realized a lot of the communication between the account owner and the person running the account is very important. And then there could be
Right.
miscommunication, and then there's trust issues and risk factor when you're processing hundreds of thousands of dollars a month per person.
Right.
So there's a lot of financial like credit cards or gift cards or whatever the case is
Right.
that you use, right? So the systems need to be in place, right? And
Right.
I think that a lot of these guys that are diversifying too quickly.
Right. So, and that was kind of my issue at the beginning, because there are some automation companies that do 5 different things. Hey, we do Facebook, Amazon,
Right.
Walmart, we do ATMs, we do trucking automations now.
Right. I've
And
seen
it's like,
trucking automation.
yeah, and it's like, well, I understand how you could do everything, because once you have a system in place, I mean, you're dropshipping on Facebook, you teach the same VAs to do the same thing, you just do it on Amazon. You do the same thing on eBay, you do the same thing on
Right.
Walmart. So I understand that it could be, segmented across, 5, 6 different platforms. But I'm trying to find people that are dedicated to one specific platform and then getting really
Right.
good at that platform. Because as you know, like e-commerce is changing every day. Facebook
Right.
literally just changed how they run promotions, so you can't do daily promotions on your posts anymore when you try to boost
Uh,
them. It's now completely different. And I was
yeah,
talking to
in
an
a few
automation
days of
service.
them.
I was talking to an automation service that did Walmart, Amazon, and Facebook. And I kind of brought that up when I was in like the introductory call. And I was like, hey, how do you like plan on um, like changing your promotion strategy, because the boosting of the post is different? And they were like, what are you talking about? And I was like, yeah, it changed 3 days ago. And do you not like keep up with this one platform? And they were like, oh, we have 4 different platforms we're selling on. We don't really have time to get the ins
And
and
then the
outs of
person you're
everything.
talking to usually isn't someone that knows. The person you're talking to is usually a
There's no way
salesperson.
salesperson, right? So I basically will come in, like I'll fill out their introductory call as if I don't know anything, and then when I get in the call, I try to ask them the toughest questions I can possibly ask them. Because if you're, in my opinion, if you're trained good on the sales in that one specific business, you should know how that business operates and how it runs. Because if you can't answer all my
Yeah,
questions,
but come on, be realistic. The person selling this service, someone is in as a salesperson to close sales on someone paying 10 to 20,000. This is the thing. I understand how these things are built.
right,
They're built as a salesperson. The salesperson should understand theoretically
right.
how it
So
happens. There's a reason why that salesperson is there, and they're
it's to
not.
make
If you
sure.
understand what I'm saying.
I completely get it, but I'm under the assumption of you're asking people, like this company was asking people between $10,000 and $50,000 up front. And you're telling me your salesperson doesn't know where you're getting the tracking numbers from if you're drop
No, dude, that's
shipping
the
from
reality.
Amazon. And I was like, look, if you can't answer simple questions that I like, how do you expect somebody to give you that much money? Like that's just me because like I've been in the space for a little bit. I don't think it takes much research to understand that you can't upload the tracking information from Amazon to Facebook.
Right,
So when
right,
I'm on
right,
a sales
right, right.
call, I'm like, hey, how do you upload tracking information? And they're like, oh, it's a great question. I don't really know. I'm like, you asked me for $50,000 and you can't tell me how to get tracking information. So it's just things like that like I understand that like, same thing, segmenting your business. You want to get your salespeople good at sales, not necessarily the operation of the business. But for a lot of people, like if you can't answer those simple questions that they have, it makes it really hard for them to be able to trust an automation company because there are a lot of companies that tell you one
Right.
thing and then once you get them, they can't get any results.
Yeah, so I think automation is a weird space because
It
the
is.
businesses that all of these people are promoting in automation are small businesses that could be run
Right.
by 1 to 3 people and
Right.
generate
A lot of money.
a lot of money,
Right.
right? So I get the space. So there are some people selling the training
Mm-hmm.
and they make money from that and then they do their own thing. But why? Yeah, is it time? Yeah, so there's just a lot of people with the money and they don't want to learn and they just want to throw their money at something.
Right. Right. You know, the thing is, in my opinion, so people that have that much money probably aren't asking those type of questions. Like if
Right.
you have, 30,000 to throw around, you're probably like, hey, what can you do for me? Can you get it done? Yes or no? If you say yes, they'll probably give it to you. You run their store. But for a lot of people that are, who are nurses, who are teachers, who really enjoy their job, they don't make a ton of money, but they might be
Yeah.
able to, after a year of saving up, they might have $10,000 and they want to be smart about their money. So
Yeah,
that's what my
exactly.
whole thing was. So if I
Right,
have,
right, 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 right.
5 different agencies that I'm working with on the back end that, I feel confident they can get results and I'm promoting those on my channels because they're able to answer those questions. They make those
Right.
customers like, hey, this is $10,000, which it's not a ton of money, but for some people that's like what they make in
Yeah.
a year. Like for a lot,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
some
yeah,
people, that's
yeah.
a huge amount of money. And you just want to make sure that they're being able to get your results and tempering your expectations. Because like I said, for some people don't blink at $10,000. Other people are
Yeah.
like, that's what I make in a year. So just making sure that these companies can actually get people results. And hopefully I'm gonna be able to bridge to be able to, bring those customers who have that money and have the credit who want to make good decisions to the agencies that actually get them results.
Okay, okay, okay.
Basically, I'm just a middleman essentially, and I'm just some dude trying to make some money. So yeah, basically
But
I'm just
yeah,
drop servicing essentially. So
it would be interesting to have you on the channel like once a month
ooh,
to
I'm
get
down. I'm
some
down.
updates because even when nothing happens, because
Right.
it's I've gone through a lot of what you've gone through already.
Mm-hmm.
I run a couple of my own drop shipping businesses, but
Yeah.
I'm more focused on like I run 2 Facebook, 3 eBay, and 2 Amazon accounts right now. I have a Walmart account I turn off and on. If you know anything about Walmart drop shipping.
Yeah, it's an entirely different animal that I'm not prepared for yet.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Most people, most I've said it on my channel before, right? Like Walmart is you have to be ready for Walmart
right. But that's
because you
definitely something I want to get involved in because it's like, sure, I have these agencies that I like, but I would still like to be able to train and hire VAs to do it for my store. So I'm not paying, ten thousand
Mhm.
dollars every time I want to start up a new Facebook shop or whatever the case may be. So basically, I have this really expensive agency that I know is good at what they do. They basically have my main account, making sure that money's coming in. And I'm using that
Right.
money to then trial and error some things when it comes to hiring VAs. Well, how do I find VAs to be able to
Mhm.
basically copy what they're doing so I don't have to spend $10,000 every time
So
they open up.
let me give you just a little advice on the VA thing,
Yeah.
right? In my opinion, if you hire a VA, you should find someone. If you're using the, and I'm giving you my advice because a lot of us building this process is building this platform now is to solve this problem, right?
Right.
So a lot of VAs that you'll find on Facebook or eBay or I mean on Fiverr that are doing Facebook or eBay or Amazon, they would have either worked for someone before, like whether it's an influencer or whether it's someone they connected with online.
Right.
But a lot of them would have either fucked up the account, and then you could say, okay, you could use they could use that experience to do better next time, or you could find a VA that has a lot of consistency with how disciplined they are on a daily basis and hitting goals and so on, and train them yourself. And I think
so that's what I'm trying to get into right now. So basically, initially starting off, I just reached out to any VA I could find because I was like, I just want to automate this. Like, let me just see if I can find a VA. And then while this essentially expensive VA is working, because like I said, they take 40% of the profits, and this expensive agency is working, I am then going to take the time to find and hire a VA and train them on, what I see is working between the VA that's expensive and the agency that's super expensive, so that I have a good baseline on how to train and hire these VAs so I can start like building out the stores myself instead of having the agency do everything for me. Like I would still like to understand the concept and how it works.
Okay. All right, well, so I like to know, hopefully you get that first. I hope that you get that Facebook account that was banned back.
It'll be opened on the 8th of next month. So like I said, not too terribly long.
Okay, is that another one in your name? You have 3 Facebook marketplaces with your information, your social, the whole 9.
Yes, sir. I made 2 of them. Like one I've had since I was like 15, and then the other one I've had for about 3 years. So they've already had my socials and stuff. I've already been on my
okay.
So I've had that for a while. And then the one that I started the beginning of this month still has my social on it, but I don't have the shipping option because I was also seeing a lot of people talking about, well, you can only have 1 marketplace in your social, or you can only have 2, or you have to use a friend's or a parent's social to run another marketplace. So I was like, well, I already have 2 of them. Let me make another one, and if it like declines me or doesn't allow me to ship, well, the answer is 2. So I'm going to make a video and say, don't make more than 2 with your social on it. That's the answer. But it didn't seem to have a problem. Like it just let me make another one. Didn't have any problems with it. So I'm like, hey, you can make 3, and it doesn't seem to be. I'm probably not going to make 4 or 5, but hey, 3, it should be more than enough. You should be able to make more than enough shops with 3 different Facebooks. So you really have nothing to worry about when it comes to, well, I don't want to put my social on 2 accounts. Obviously, every account is different, but for my personal experience, it doesn't seem to have a problem with it at all. So.
Okay. Sweet, dude. I mean, thanks for your time. And guys, if you're watching this on YouTube, again, if you guys follow me for a long time, you know that I like the more natural setting and not too much hype. And if you have any questions for Trey, you could put them on the comment section or check out his YouTube channel and comment over there. But yeah, this is really interesting. So yeah, so let's catch up at least once a month. Because I would say if you could find the time every 2 weeks, that would work also.
Dude,
because a lot of people would want to know if they make the decision, how to move forward, what type of results. You know what I mean? Because I show my results pretty consistently. Like right now, I have one item. My main Facebook account has about, I think, like 600 listings or something. There's one item that's selling like 15 times a day, like one item. With like
so now, have you thought about like taking that one item and then doing like Amazon FBA with it and like changing it over to different platforms?
Yeah, so that's yeah. So with that one item, I'm thinking about it's not like the item is not a groundbreaking item per se, but I think from looking at it, I think the pricing is good for the problem that it solves. I could see why that item sells. So I'm thinking about either doing not necessarily FBA, but I might do a one-store Shopify store and run ads. Because the
So that's
issue with that with FBA is you playing with
pay-per-click and all the fees and everything
and
on Facebook.
you playing with longevity. And I'm saying, and I think that with this product, I think it's selling like crazy because the price and the problem it solves. And if I were to do FBA, I would more use that product and build maybe a line around
Gotcha.
that specific. It's in the pet niche. Let me just say that.
Right.
A line
And
around the pet niche, but I don't think it's it's not innovative enough that you're looking to do that product for like
forever.
3 years.
Right.
If
That's
you
one
understand.
thing I really liked about your video with Corey. The fact that he's now like automating every single platform that he possibly can.
Right.
And then like I really like that concept. Hey, because I love drop shipping as a business model, but in my opinion, you want to get out of drop shipping as quickly as possible. Like you want to run drop shipping once you find the product. Hey, let's buy 5, let's buy 10 in bulk, buy them at a cheaper rate, and then we're being more legit on every platform because sure, Facebook lets us drop ship, but I'm pretty sure if Facebook has an option, it doesn't want us to drop ship. So the faster
They
we can
kind of
get
have
away
to. Problem is they kind of have to because they don't sell anything.
right,
It's just like
right,
eBay. eBay doesn't necessarily like drop shipping. They don't. It's against terms of service.
right.
But there's
But they let
still
it happen.
thousands of people doing it because they don't sell anything.
Right. But if you can get away from the drop shipping model, in my opinion, the faster the better. Because like I said, these companies don't want you to do that because there's so many like hiccups that you can have with your supplier that's sending out the right product and thing. So I really like that concept of, starting with drop shipping on multiple platforms, finding what sells, and then running it as a legit business, whether it be private labeling, having a warehouse that holds your products. So that's kind of what I would like the end goal to be is, you start with drop shipping and then you kind of move into something that's, in my opinion, more set up for the long term. Because you can come in and drop shipping and, flame out a product in 6 months and then have to start the entire process back over again.
But with Facebook Marketplace, man, so the Facebook Marketplace game is not dependent. The whole idea is to keep let's say they get up to like 8 products like that or 10 products like that every 60 days.
Right.
You see, let's say 3, right? So I have 3 products selling 15 items a day. That's 45 sales a day, and it makes sense to those products to sell 3 times a week.
Yeah, like I understand the whole drop shipping on Facebook is completely different. You're really just winning by volume. You're just seeing what sells, it continues to sell.
Yeah, and it would last you 3 months to a year, and then you depend on a lot of the mechanisms behind to.
Yeah,
I think it helps a lot of people don't have the money to risk on buying in bulk. I think it solves a problem for the people starting up.
And so when I initially looked at e-commerce like 7 years ago, I was looking at Kevin David's FBA and was gonna buy like $5,000 of whatever.
Or maybe that's why you watched Corey's video.
that was the first reason I watched it because I was like, I was like my credit card information was already in. I was about to hit buy. And then I was like, what if I send all these products to Amazon and none of them sell? And I was like, okay, well, we're gonna have to rethink this, guys, because I'm not doing this. And then that's when I started drop shipping. But the concept of FBA, I really like. Concept of drop shipping, I really like. So I was like, well, drop ship to then go to something that's more of the FBA side. And then you just continue to do that over and over and make a lot of money. So
right. Okay, nice, dude. But so when next do you think we could? When do you find the time? How come you found the time now to do this call?
So I work 50 to 60 hours, but I'm off Wednesdays and Thursdays. So Wednesdays and Thursdays are my days to like. So today I have 5 videos set up. So like Limitless Profit, I'm doing one with them. I'm doing one with an Amazon automation company coming on. Caleb Box, I'm trying to get him to come on. So I'll do all my interviews, all my videos like this today. Thursday, I will do all my videos for my personal channel, for my reaction channel, for my music channel. I'll edit them all, have them post it for the next 2 weeks, but every Wednesday and Thursday I'm making videos so that every other day before or after work I'm checking on VAs, I'm uploading products,
And
I'm
Caleb is
checking on
going to be on your
invoices.
channel.
I'm sorry?
Caleb is going to be, are you
I'm
going to interview him?
trying to. He's a lot busy, like a lot busier than I am. So getting times that work in his schedule have been extremely difficult. Like I said, he has a little over 100,000 subscribers on his personal YouTube channel. They said they run a little over 100 stores right now. So getting him on is
They run
like
100
literally
YouTube channels.
right. 100 YouTube channels, some in different niches, some in the same niches. He's automated all of it with VAs and things. So getting him on has been extremely difficult. I haven't even like locked up with time. I was hoping today would work, but he hasn't got back to me yet. So yeah, it's just like I'm trying to, when I do have free time, I'm trying to schedule everything on that day.
Yeah, and
So
maximize it as much as possible.
right. So like today was a little bit longer because I go to the gym in the morning and then I had a call with my VA because we're still trying to get this account unlocked before the 8th. We're trying to talk to customer service and do that type of stuff. And it's just been taking longer than normal to, get.
But they gave you a date when it would be unlocked.
Yeah, that's something they just changed with Facebook. So now if you get locked out in an account because the products are not shipping out products in time, they give you an actual date in your insights of when that account will be back up and running.
Right, okay.
Which I really like, but I'm also trying to leverage that to then go back to Facebook and say, hey, I know it's unlocked on the 8th. Like, can you review it one more time? This is what happened. Like, it won't happen again. Can you please unlock it? I know it's unlocked on the 8th. Worst case scenario, they say no, and I still know my account's unlocked on the 8th. Or they might say, hey, we understand, we'll unlock it sooner. So that's what we're kind of playing with now, because I'm really trying to understand the ins and outs of everything that I'm doing and understanding not only the platform of Facebook, but especially customer service and, how Facebook unlocks accounts, why they lock accounts and doing stuff like that is what I'm trying to kind of understand now. So.
Yeah, lots of the locking is done automated as far as I see, and then the unlocking is done manually, but they don't seem to have a big.
They don't seem to have any reason to why it happens, or
no, but I feel like they don't have a big enough staff to properly back the e-commerce side of things because Amazon.
One thing I just noticed, and this is from today, is I don't know if they just started hiring real people, but you can now get on a phone call with customer service with Facebook. And that's the first time I've been able to do that. It was all just messaging this stupid AI bot that I would say I need help and it would be like, have a great day. And it was driving me crazy. Yeah. So, but now you can actually talk to somebody and I'm like, yo, that could be a game changer when it comes to the AI locking you out and being able to get it unlocked because maybe the reason doesn't make sense or maybe it's just like a hiccup. So that's just something we're playing with now.
Okay. So yeah, let's catch up in a couple of weeks, guys. So guys, I wouldn't. We've been on for maybe close to an hour. So
yeah,
if you
said, I love talking about this stuff, man. I can talk to you about this stuff all day.
Yeah, me too. But if you guys on YouTube watching this, like and subscribe. If you're still here, let us know what you think about the video. Let us know if you want Trey to come back on and talk about anything in particular. It will be interesting. And I want to have you spoken. You haven't connected with Corey. I'll connect you with Corey and I'll connect you with Darius, the dude who.
Hey, thank you. Because I've noticed, especially like in the space of just making money, connections is everything when it comes to this space. And I've been, like I said, I've been in business. I was a business major. I was in finance. And it seems like all the opportunities that I was really able to unlock the door on went through connections. Like I knew somebody that I managed their investment account. They introduced me to somebody that, like, I actually met the owner of the Pacers, the NBA basketball team, like last month, all because I used to do the finances for somebody that plays poker with it. And it was like I never would have had that connection without just opening my mouth and saying, hey, do you know anybody that runs businesses, kind of open to make more money? And he's an older dude, but he's like a billionaire. And he was like, yeah, I own like 150 restaurants. I own some car dealerships and stuff. And he was like, but this e-commerce stuff is interesting. So now I'm starting to make connections with people that have a lot of money. And if I can show them, hey, these agencies that I work with, they can get you results, then I think it not only helps out the agency that I work with, I get paid something as the middleman, and then I'm also teaching people how to create more income, diversify themselves. Worst case scenario, something, another crazy virus kicks in and we're locked inside all day. So we at least have some money coming in, right?
Yeah, okay, sweet dude. So yeah, so thanks for your time. And let me know as soon as we get off this call, I'll connect you with everyone I talked about. So again,
Definitely.
guys, like the video, subscribe. I'll do follow up with Trey,
Yeah.
and hopefully we could keep this relationship going and we make a lot of money, both you and I. I mean,
Hey,
I've been in this entrepreneurship a while. So
that's the plan, man.
And just like that, another interview in the books. Like I said, I really hope that you enjoy this kind of content because I really want to find people that can provide actual value and have them share that information, that knowledge on my channel. Because if you don't know, I like making money. I like doing it passively. And I want to do it in a way that's sustainable because that's what's important. I just don't want to make a ton of money one month and then have no money coming in the next month. Even if it is just $100, $500, or $1,000, if you can make that each and every month, now you have true passive income in which you can use that to build out other aspects of business, of side hustles, trying new things, traveling the world, buying expensive things. I'm just saying, guys, money cannot buy you happiness, but it can buy you things that can make your life a lot more enjoyable. And with that being said, like I said, if you are someone that's new to the channel, my name's Trey. I make videos on how you can make money online, diversify your income, and financial news that I think is pretty important for you to know. So if that's something that interests you, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell to get notified every time I post a video. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace.